So it wasn't God that was killing in the Old Testament. And many times also, please listen to this one, don't miss this. Translators of the scriptures didn't do justice, because in language every translator knows this. There is what is called the causative tense and the permissive tense in language. Causative and permissive tense, very two important tenses. Causative is to say, I put the car in the garage. I put the car in the garage. Permissive is to say, I saw the car put in the garage. That's permissive. Causative, I put the car in the garage. Permissive, I saw the car put in the garage. I was involved in the two occasions. One of them I caused it, the other one I permitted it. And in the Old Testament, most of the translators just put the two together. They didn't distinguish the tenses for us, they just jumbled them together. The things that God permissively saw happen, you didn't hear that? The things that God permissively saw happen, the things that God permissively saw happen, they said God made happen. An example is Exodus 15:26. PJ, read for us. Exodus chapter 15 verse number 26.
And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and will do that which is in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healed thee.
I will put none of these diseases, as if God goes around distributing diseases. I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth. So I am the Lord putting the diseases, for I am the Lord that healeth. That's a contradiction. Now, but it's language, because the way it is in the Hebrew is, I will not allow any of these diseases come upon thee. That's the way it is in the Hebrew. I will not allow, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. That's the way it is in the original. But you see, translators put it all together. That's why you must study the epistles very well. I mean, very, very well. You must know the epistles. That understanding of the epistles is what you carry now to go and read the Old Testament. The epistles are from Romans, Galatians, Corinthians to Revelation. That's what we call the epistles. That when I see the blood, I pass over. Look at 1 Corinthians 15:25. 1 Corinthians 15:25. Read for me, PJ.
For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet.
Next verse.
The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death.
The last enemy of God that shall be destroyed is death. What is death? An enemy. So death in the Old Testament couldn't have come from God, because death was an enemy, is an enemy, will always be an enemy of God. The one that had the power of death was who? The devil. So who was the one preserving lives? God. When I see the blood, I will pass over, because blood stands for the remission of sins. The authority Satan had over mankind was sin. That was the authority of Satan. The power of Satan was sin. The authority of Satan was sin. So Jesus became sin for us, so that him becoming sin died, which is the wages of sin. He became sin, he died and paid sin its wages, and rose without sin. When you believe the gospel, the sinless life of God comes on your inside and brings you to God's level where you are sinless. Sin shall not have dominion over you. You are not under the law, you are under the grace of God. Moreover, you have received the life of God, eternal life. Your life and God's life has been intertwined like scrambled eggs. You can't differentiate one from the other. You and God are one spirit. You are now his righteousness. You are now his holiness. You are now his sanctification. You are now his wisdom. He has kapato kabaya. He identified with you in sin. Now you identify with him in righteousness. He took your place, so you take his place. If you don't understand this, you don't have a reason to celebrate Easter. Easter is not a religious celebration. It's a celebration of God's life in a human being. And it is not a day, it's our lifestyle.